I'm getting tired. It's Friday. It's the last day of June. I've been doing this for so long. I'm ready to do roll number 7. And let's see what we get. All right, here we go. That doesn't count. We will re-roll. I Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are kicking off part 2 of my mini TBR Star Hop reading blog. This was a 48-hour readathon that Stephanie's Book First hosted starting June 9th. Apologies A for the lighting and B for the atmospheric background noise of thunder. We're having a summer thunderstorm right now. It is the middle of the day and it is so dark. But it took me 3 weeks in part 1 and I still haven't finished. I did take quite a bit of a break. It is Friday, July 21st. So I had a 3-week break after doing it for 3 weeks and I'm ready to dive back in. So before hopping into the reading vlog, if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily and this is MacInnis Mama, where you will find mostly bookish content. I will link part 1 up in the iCards so you can watch the beginning of my mini TBR Star Hop Purgatory. I just keep getting sent back to the beginning time and time again. So roll 8, we're back at the beginning again. I have been reading The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden, book 2 in the Winter Night trilogy. I was going to call it the Bear and the Nightingale trilogy, but that's just what the first book is called. So how many times did I get sent back to the beginning? 4, 5, something like that. Absolutely crazy. So that took me 3 weeks of a lot of big books, a lot of books I had no control over. I have short books set aside for this readathon to complete. I'm hoping this won't take me an additional 3 weeks to do. I'm starting this again on a Friday. I know I'm not going to be able to complete it this weekend. I don't think so in like a proper 48 hours, but I'm going to try my best. I have this weekend to sit down and read a ton. Fingers crossed. It has been 3 weeks. That was lightning. Wait for the thunder. Because I just needed a break and it's July. We have sports 4 or 5 nights a week with the kids, and this is an adult polar fantasy, Russian inspired. It's set in deep winter in the snow, and I thought that I wouldn't really
I hold that.
That I wouldn't enjoy that in July. I am now halfway through and that's why I decided to hop in, and I've been actually flying through this since I decided to actually give it a proper chance, and I've actually been loving reading a polar fantasy in the heat of summer. It almost feels like tricking your brain into being a bit cooler. No, you're not sweating to death and about to have a heat stroke. No, it's not the hottest day in history where you live. It's just been kind of funny the way my brain works, I guess, and I've really been enjoying reading this. So like I said, this is book 2 in the Winter Night trilogy, so I don't want to give any spoilers. The rain is really coming down now. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I gave the first book 5 stars. Wyatt, no thank you. And these are really outside of my comfort zone. They're smaller, denser fantasies. set in Russia, which is not a country I am familiar with. It's also historical, so it's definitely not anything I'm overly familiar with. We have Russian folklore in here, and the writing is so beautiful. But I love The Bear and the Nightingale so much, and I'm having a great time reading this too. This is a very different feel from my usual adult fantasy reads. I am on page 213 of 346, so over halfway, and I really do think that if I set aside the time, geez Louise, I could have this finished tonight. We can do roll number 9 and actually get on the board again. I want to flip you guys around so you can see what I'm seeing. I love a good summer storm. I'm going to sit down, read a few more chapters. I just heated up a cup of coffee. This is the perfect reading weather. Before jumping away, I don't know if I fully explained myself. I'm kind of assuming if you're watching part 2, you've watched part 1, but the goal is to reach the end of the mini TBR Star Hop board, and currently we're not on the board at all. Typically Stephanie's Bookburst completes this in a weekend. Not me, apparently. And also last year when she did this readathon for the first time, I was also stuck in mini TBR Star Hop Purgatory, so maybe I can link those reading vlogs down below. This game hates me. It will not let me complete the game. And I love the game so much, so I don't know why it doesn't like me. I am going to now cut this clip off because I'm really sorry about the audio, and I'm going to read, and I will let you know when I finish this, and we will do roll number 9.
They tell me the summertime. Look how much it rains. It's raining a lot. What? What?
Hello everyone, I have finished book 8, The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. I gave this 4.5 stars. This series is such an unexpected favorite for me because on paper it doesn't sound like something that I would love, but I gave 4.5 stars to The Bear and the Nightingale as well. It is cold Russian fantasy, and this book took an unexpected turn for me that was really fun. And again, it's a sequel, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but it was surprisingly refreshing to read a polar fantasy in the heat of summer. I didn't finish this when I said I wanted to because that thunderstorm took an unexpected turn and we got almost 200 millimeters of rain in one night. I will pop up to the side some of the happenings if you don't follow me on Instagram. I've kind of been sharing quite a bit over there, and if you hear beeping, the road working crews are in front of our house. So our basement flooded, our yard flooded, the bridge next to our house washed out. It's been a lot. I'm very tired. I have not been reading very much, obviously, just when I need to take a little bit of a break from mopping and throwing stuff out. I literally want to cry. We lost a lot of stuff. Stuff that we needed, sentimental things. The water was up to my shin at one point. At one point, the downstairs bathroom was backing up with sewage and stuff. So yeah, anyways, it's been a lot. I did finally finish this book. I loved it so much. I do have the third book, though I'm not really like itching to jump directly into the finale, but I do want to get to it sooner rather than later. These are slower, very atmospheric reads. It was beautiful, liked it a lot. Let's go do roll number 9 and see if we can get on to the board. All right, I'm nervous. Roll number 9, we're not even on the board. 5.
Oscar, too bad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did you poop?
A library book. Okay, I got library for roll number 9. I have 3 options to share with you. I have What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This is like a fantastical horror. It's like 150 or so pages. I really loved Nettle and Bone by this author, and I wanted to give this one a try next. A fluid Technicolor reimagining of Poe's The Fall in the House of Usher that takes no prisoners, not to be missed. It has very creepy artwork. So this is an option. I also have Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. This is a summery island time thriller. And I also have Upon One Roof, something like that, by Ali Hazelwood, the first in her set of novellas. I do have that checked out as an ebook on Libby from my library, and that one's 100 pages. So I need something light and fluffy right now. I think Reckless Girls could be fun, but I've heard really mixed reviews on this, and I've had enough horror-y nightmares in the last 24 hours. Wyatt. But I do really want to read this. It's also very atmospheric, and I feel like I just need something light and fluffy and maybe a bit more fast-paced to get through. So I'm going to go with the Ali Hazelwood novella I have checked out from my library at 100 pages, like I said, and hopefully I can actually read that pretty quickly, and then we can do roll number 10. Goodness. This is the current situation of trying to dry out a bunch of stuff that got wet in our flooded basement before it goes moldy, because I cannot do 100 loads of laundry simultaneously. So I'm trying to just keep these, well, get them dry in the sunshine and wash them later, I guess. I'm tired, y'all. I have now finished, I believe it was Under One Roof, the first book in the little like novella series thing that Ali Hazelwood did. I'm pretty sure. I keep getting the titles all like mixed up. Anyways, like I said, it was about 100 pages or so on my phone from my library, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I thought this was such a cute book. It's enemies to lovers, forced proximity, roommates novella, romance novella. And it was a lot of fun. Mara, our main female character, at the beginning is like very combative, and at first I found that very annoying until she had like the aha moment, and then I was kind of like, I think I'm kind of like that sometimes. And their banter was really funny. Mara's like inner thought spirals, like to do with, she must have some sort of like anxiety a little bit, and I found that relatable. And Liam is a hot, stoic yet awkward lawyer. I don't know. I just thought it was a really fun time. I will have just included a clip of all kinds of clothing out on my lawn. That was all stuff that was wet from the flood, and I have like 20 loads of laundry I need to do, but obviously like I can't keep up with it, and I'm so scared that like those are a lot of the kids like in between sizes, because I have 3 boys, so we just keep them going, you know what I mean? And that would be a really big loss. So I'm just trying to like dry them out a little bit in the sunshine so they don't mold, but they do still need to be washed. But there's no sense in like keeping them in bins and bags sopping wet. So that's what I have going on this sunny day. So the flooding saga continues. This was not what I planned to do this weekend, but it's Monday now, and let's go do roll number 10 for this readathon. All right, here we go. I ended up putting it on this board so I can kind of like carry it room to room with me. We were on this moon for library prompt. This is roll number 10 for 1, 2, 3, 4, a sun, a TBR vet. I know exactly what I want to pick for this. All right, so while I may have many shorter books, I feel like this is a true TBR vet. This is Clockwork Angel. So the Shadowhunters series by Cassandra Clare is my longest outstanding series. I'm talking 2017, maybe 2018. And so I need to move on to the Infernal Devices. I have the other 2 books out from the library currently as a motivator to get to it, and it still hasn't happened. And I have been putting this on a gazillion TBRs. It's on my 23 books to read in 2023. I've owned this for a million years. This is a true TBR vet. It is 478 pages, which is pretty intense, but it is a YA fantasy, and I think I can read through this pretty quickly. I have been told a million times I'm going to love this series, so I'm really looking forward to it. I do need to pause and catch up a little bit on my Throne of Glass buddy read, but then I'll be hopping into this, and I'm actually really excited for it. Like I said, oh, and the font is huge. Yeah, I'm gonna read this much faster than what I'm worried about, I think. But this is what I'm picking for TBR Vet. We had some really good movement on the board. I'm really happy with this pick. Hey guys, quick update on Clockwork Angel. I have only read 5 chapters plus a prologue, but I'm on page 127. These are like the longest chapters ever, which is making me feel like I'm making really slow progress. I am making slow progress because I haven't had a lot of time to read, with still dealing with the flood stuff, which just seems never ending. But I am enjoying this so much more than the Mortal Instruments, which is exactly what I expected. Immediately from the prologue and chapter 1, I was like sucked into the story. I like the more historical setting, which is very interesting, and just like the plot and storyline. I'm still like don't have firm feelings on a lot of our characters yet, because I feel like in the last 2-ish chapters we got introduced to like a ton more characters at the London Shadowhunter Institute. So I'm still trying to like get my footing with all of them. This book is only like 20 chapters long, and it is 478 pages. So like the chapters are pretty long, and that's just not my preference. I really do prefer short chapters. Like I feel better about reading like 4 chapters that are like 20-25 pages rather than 1 chapter that's 20 or 25 pages. Does that make any sense? But I have a strong sense of like my fantasy era is coming back, and this is YA fantasy, and I had stepped away from YA fantasy for a long time, but I've been feeling drawn to it again lately. So this is a good book. I feel like this vlog is going on for a really long time once again, but I do still want to finish the mini TBR Star Hop board. Is this book 11? That's a lot of books for supposedly a 48-hour readathon. That game board just freaking hates me. The boys are outside playing. That's why I'm like parked in front of a window to watch them. I need to cook supper. Sorry I'm like low energy. Kitty. I'm feeling I don't know. I have tears welling in my eyes, kind of defeated with everything that's going on. Hi, Domino. I did harvest. I can pop in some pictures since I'm not outside right now. I harvested my garlic this morning because well, it was time, but I just needed to get out of the house. I was sitting on the like catch tree and now Domino's on it, so that's why you're shaking. And just like get my hands in the dirt. I harvested so much garlic. The heads of garlic were really huge. I felt like that was a success that I really needed. And Jeremy and I also, maybe I can pop in a clip here as well, like up in the corner. We had a date night on Saturday, even though we still had a lot to do with the basement. My dad and my stepmom came over to watch the kids for a few hours, and we went on a hike, like 7.7 kilometers or something like that, a hike to a lake, and it was just so needed to like get out of this house because it's just a disaster. We have like our main level and then basement, but like our basement, like that was where my office was, where our storage was, where our laundry room is, so it was kind of like living space, and so all of that stuff has come up here and it just feels really messy and gross right now. You need new socks? Okay, gotta go. I'll let you know when I finish this, my final thoughts, and then we will roll for another book. I have finally finished Clockwork Angel book 11 on this crazy readathon journey. I wouldn't even refer to that really at this point. I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I liked it a lot. I didn't have like a boring moment. It's not a favorite, and I read it slower than I thought I would, yet I still had a great time. So I'm going with a 4-star rating. It's getting very late. I'm very shiny. Let's quickly go do roll number 12. You guys, 1, 2, 3. I finally got past that. We are in the home stretch now, finally. So book number 12. We need... Oh, I can pick whatever I'd like. That's lovely because this is also a free pick over here. So I'm gonna go pick a book, probably something very short, and I'll let you know what I'll be reading. right, I just finished chapter 18. I'm 38% of the way through Obsession. There we go, by Kay Lorraine and Meg Ann, and I'm having a really good time. I do wish I had Audible. Apparently the audiobook for this series is on Audible and is fantastic with full cast of characters and all of the accents. This is Noah. He is a vampire, and apparently he's British, I think. We have an Irish priest type character. Just apparently the accents in the audiobook are good is what I'm trying to get at, but I haven't really updated you on what this book is about. So this is a paranormal reverse harem series. Why choose? We are following Sunday. Yes, that is her name. And she is a shifter, and she's sent to, it's like a graduate program for paranormal creatures. There's vampires, there's shifters, there's like god-like men, witches, things like that, where they learn like more of the politics, I guess. We haven't really gotten a lot of their classes so far, except one that was like fighting and strategy type class. Anyways, so they're all mid-20s from what I can tell. This is so fun. I'm having a great time. This seems like one of those binge-worthy, fun reads. Like, at this point, I don't see this becoming like my new obsession, like SJM, Fourth Wing. I don't think that this paranormal slash fantasy romance is up to that level. It's feeling like Zodiac Academy in the way that you can't put it down, and it's just like really binge worthy and fun, but better written. And I like this way, way more than, I only read the first book of Zodiac Academy, which I know is like, for the first and second book are not very good, but I've only read the first book. And it's like that school setting. There's like a bully aspect with one of the male characters. Yeah, I'm just having a great time. Caleb is like the priest character, like I mentioned, but he's also a vampire. And people in the Discord I'm a part of were calling him Daddy Caleb, which I agree with. But I'm going to just keep reading this. It's getting very late, so maybe tomorrow. Hello everyone, I have finally finished my 11th book of this readathon. This was Obsession by Kay Lorraine and Meg Ann. I don't know how much I told you guys what this was about because I did a very late night update. I just realized there's a fan in my way. We rearranged our bedroom and I really like how it's set up now. I can maybe show you that in a little bit because I do like putting little bits of lifestyle stuff in my reading vlogs. But book 11, this was a steamy Why Choose paranormal romance set in grad school. Our characters read way, way younger than that, like high school, which I didn't love, but I gave this 3 stars. If you go into this knowing it's a fun time, I think you will really like this. The dialogue is like young, kind of cheesy, cringy in some bits, but I was literally like laughing out loud at the dialogue, not like cringing, ew, why am I reading this? Does that make any sense? I feel like if you liked Zodiac Academy, maybe give this a try. I've only read the first book of Zodiac Academy, which I know was not good, but it was not good, and yet I had fun reading it, which is similar to this. Do you know what I mean? And the plot was interesting enough that I actually do plan on continuing at some point. You guys know I'm in the middle of like 40 series, so who knows when that will be, but it was fun. The like twist reveal at the very end, like the very last chapter, everyone knew. If you hadn't guessed that already, I don't know what to tell you. There's like a sex club aspect to this as well, run by a succubus who like magically sets up your room however, like for whatever you're in the mood for that night, or like your deepest, darkest desires, things like that. There's a lot of elements of this that I really enjoyed. Our main character, Sunday, it's a why choose, like I said, with 4 men. And she is a werewolf shifter who can't find her wolf, but she's getting mated to another shifter, a vampire, a demigod. Like something is going on, and I don't want to like give any spoilers for what was revealed at the end, but I am very intrigued. So overall, this is a success. It was 3 stars, but it was a quick read and I had a lot of fun. So let's do roll number 12. Here we are, roll number 12. I need a dice, obviously. Okay. 1. I didn't dare say it out loud, but I had hoped this would be our final roll, but it is not. Okay, star prompt. These are easier prompts. We have a romance. I went back and forth on this pick way too much. There were quite a number of starts to romance series I was eyeing, along with Bound by Duty by Cora Riley, which is the second book in a mafia romance. I wanted something like more contemporary, like mafia would have counted, but I didn't want like a paranormal or a fantasy romance for this because I had just read one. I was looking at Hate by Madison Kate, but that's another why choose, but it's a bit more on like the romantic suspense side, I think. But again, that's a start to a series. The Simple Wild I'm really interested in, but that feels more like fall vibes to me, and it's also a start to a series. So all in all, I went with Love on the Brain by Ellie Hazelwood. This has been a frequent flyer on my TBRs this year. This is my mom's, so it's actually on my These Books Will Self-Destruct, and I keep putting it off. It's about 350 pages. It's been a little over a year now since I read The Love Hypothesis. I did love that. I gave it 5 stars, but I knew going into this one that they're very similar, and that's why I wanted to spread them out quite a bit. So this is still giving like summery romance kind of vibes. So this is the book I'm picking for book number 12, a romance. Just checking in on Love on the Brain, book number 12 for this readathon. Sorry for the weird angle. I have you on a nightstand. I'm on page 93, about to start chapter 7, and I had to force myself to stop to film this update. I also have work to do, but I am eating this up. I love it. I felt the same way about The Love Hypothesis, which I know they are very similar, right down to like the build of our main male character. Same tropes, but I'm just having the best time. And it's feeling 5 stars right now. It's very early to say that, but I have a smile on my face constantly. I love the women in STEM representation in here. It's well written. I'm just loving it. And some of the things that occurred in The Love Hypothesis and with this one as well are a little bit ridiculous. I understand that. A little bit unrealistic. I saw a lot of reviews of like, this would never happen in academia. This is not how grants work. This, like, okay. I like for my rom-coms, like if they're specifically a romantic comedy, novel, or movie, to have that a little bit ridiculous, cheesy aspect to it. For me personally, it just makes it more funny, and that's what I want out of this subgenre of romance. Do you know what I mean? Like if this were pitched to me as like, I don't know, the best love story that has ever been written, the most romantic, blah blah blah. That's not what this is. I think this is like a funny... Anyways, I'm over explaining it. I'm having the best time. The conflict in here, enemies to lovers, is already so good, and These types of book makes me feel a little nostalgic because growing up, my mom worked in science labs doing research. Sorry for the noise. There's construction happening across the road from us. We're finally going to have a neighbor. Not sure how I feel about that. Anyways, my mom was in the research world, working grant to grant, fighting for grant money, all of the things. So it just feels really nostalgic to me. She used to bring me to work occasionally whenever I had doctor's appointments in the city, or like take your kid to work day and stuff. So I just have fond memories of research, even though I was a child and I personally did not take that route. Clearly, it's just still has that little bit of nostalgic feel to me. It is slowing me down because I'm also started Tower of Dawn for my buddy read with Sam, 5 chapters a day, but 5 chapters of Tower of Dawn take me a little bit longer than any of the other books in the series, so I'm going to set this down for now. I feel like it's a good spot to pause at page 93, jump into Tower of Dawn, and then hopefully read a chunk of this tonight if I have time. It's 3 o'clock, but Tuesdays are busy. It's Tuesday today. But yeah, I'm rambling on for way longer than necessary. Loving this so far. Good morning. I have finished book 12. This was Love on the Brain by Ellie Hazelwood. As you know, a STEM, women in STEM rom-com. I gave this 4 stars. Overall, it was a really fun time. There were certain things that I really didn't like. Some of the commentary on like why she's a vegan didn't make sense to me. Like when she said, oh, this cute little chicken sat beside me. Anyways, that's fine. And also at the very end, Annie, absolutely not. I don't want to spoil anything, but I did not like that at all. And there was one other thing that annoyed me. Oh, B has like commitment issues, basically, from being left by everyone. But throughout this whole book, Levi, our male love interest, proves time and time and time again that he is not like that. And her inner monologue is still, we're just friends and then I'm going to leave. He's going to leave. I'm going to leave. This isn't anything but fun. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like very obviously not that. And like I get the resistance a little bit because we need to have some of that character development, but it just took too long for my liking. But overall, I was smiling, I was laughing, I was loving it. I think these rom-coms are just a super fun time. They're a little quirky, a little over the top, a little ridiculous, but I think that's what makes it so fun for me. So yes, 4 stars. We're now going to do roll number 13, and there is a dump truck. I don't know if I mentioned to you guys like during this vlog, but we are finally getting neighbors. We live in a very rural area, but they're building directly across from us, and I was kind of like, anywhere else like could have offset it a little bit. I don't know. So there's a construction zone literally right there, which is exciting. It's just loud and it's been going on for a long time. Anyways, roll number 13. This has to be our final roll, I swear. Okay, here we go. Roll number 13. Literally anything but a 1 gets us to the end. The end is a free pick, and I am going to choose a very small book to get this done today. If I get a 1, anything but a 1, please. The statistics are in my favor, but this game really, really does not like me. Okay, roll number 13. Yay! It's only taken us almost 3 months to complete this. We are at the end. Finally. Oh my gosh. We finally made it to the end. I can't believe this day is here. This has taken me almost 3 months, which I know is absolutely ridiculous since it's a 48-hour readathon technically. I do want to mention, in case it wasn't clear, that I've been reading other books alongside of these books. Like, this has not been my only commitment. I've read more than 12/13 books in 3 months, if that makes sense. But in terms of the ones I was getting for this readathon, we are now at the end. I had meant to choose like a shorter novel, like What Moves the Dead, that like horror fantasy, which was a little less than 200 pages, I think. But I want this to be done today. So I am choosing Spy X Family Volume 2. This is a manga series. It is YA, I believe, following Master Spy Twilight. And for his latest mission, he needed to assemble a family. But he didn't know that the girl that he adopted is actually a telepath. And the first volume I gave 5 stars. It is just so much fun. I forget what his wife is. So like, he's a spy. The daughter that they've adopted is a telepath, and his wife is an assassin. Right. I forgot. Here they are. I was smiling the entire time, and this is going to take me no time at all, and I really want to continue this series. So this is what I'm choosing for my free pick and the last book of this never-ending readathon. I've had so much fun rolling the dice, and honestly, I think I might just still roll the dice every once in a while to help me choose what book to read next off of my TBR, just because I think that it's a lot of fun. But I'm also very happy to finally be getting this reading vlog out to you guys and having some content on my channel, because this will be my first video back after my flood. So it's been like a month since I've uploaded on this channel, and it will just feel good to upload this video. Okay, I'm gonna go read this, and we'll close out this reading vlog in a little bit. I finished Spy X Family Volume 2 today. Excuse my appearance. I really need to wash my hair. I had a very sweaty workout. The kids are very excited about something. What was this? Book 13? And I finally finished mini TBR Star Hop. I'm so excited. I gave this 4 stars. These are a ton of fun. I'm so happy that I have more to read as well. I think we have 5 of them. These are just so funny. Like, the shenanigans that Anya gets in, especially since she is a telepath, and she can hear everyone's thoughts, of course. And so her reactions in certain situations just make me laugh. And I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't read the first one, but like I said, when I first picked this, the father figure is a spy, the girl is a telepath, and the mother figure is an assassin. So they are just a really funny group of people. We also have, what is his name? Oh, for intelligence, Frankie, he's in there. So it's getting this like found family vibe as well. Not only because this is like a family pieced together for the point of a mission, but they are actually like creating this very strange family dynamic that I just love so much. But Another book read. That feels so good. I'm also so happy to be ending this reading vlog and finally getting it out to you guys. I can't believe I've been filming these since June 8th, and it is August 23rd today. I must be absolutely crazy because I really want to do this again semi soon. I do have other vlog content that I'm in the midst of filming. In fact, this coming weekend is the 48-hour Romantasy readathon, and I do want to participate in that. I have My Kids Picked My TBR vlog coming soon. That one's almost done as well as a surprise vlog related to a series, and I have tons of ideas, but this game motivates me to read more, and I just love finishing a book and then rolling, even if it's not for the purpose of finishing like it was this time, but rolling the dice and getting a prompt and picking a book based on that prompt to read right now. Like, I do love my prompt based monthly TBR game, which I didn't do one for August because of the flood situation, but I love prompt based, but this is like you read that book next, or at least kind of next in my case, because I've had buddy reads and stuff on the side. I'm over explaining things, but thank you so much to Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse for hosting this readathon. I apologize for taking almost 3 months to complete the board. And once again, I've read 13 books for this, but I've read other books as well. It just, that's how it worked out. I set aside the 48 hours the first time, like that weekend that it started, and then beyond that I couldn't give all of my time to this reading vlog, but I still just love the game so much. I am rambling. I think I've already said that once, so I'm really rambling. I just need to cut this off. If you've made it this far, I thank you so much for making it. If you made it this far, I would love in the comments to let me know what kind of videos you are looking forward to. I am getting back in the routine of posting videos regularly, both on this channel and my main channel now that back to school is coming and the basement is as fixed as it's going to be for right now. I feel like I have a little more brain bandwidth to focus on making content again. So the next video you see after this one should be my September TBR. We're going to be playing my Roll the Dice with the Dash of Chaos TBR game, so look out for that. And then those reading vlogs I mentioned are also in the works. But that's it for me. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!